What's up, guys? Welcome to NFL Daily from Chat Sports. I'm Taylor Mathis, here to give you the latest news and rumors regarding the Chicago Bears. Be sure to head over to Instagram and follow me at Shy Sports Chick. My DMs are open to discuss anything and everything surrounding the monsters of the Midway. So let's bear down and get right into it, presented by BETDSI. Robbie Gould returning to the Bears has always seemed like a distant dream for many Bears fans. But with his 2-year contract being up this season with the 49ers and this new Twitter video surfacing from former Bears wide receiver Earl Bennett, this distant dream may become a reality. With the Bears season ending the way it did, Cody Parkey's 43-yard field goal attempt blocked, you can definitely say that the Bears are in the market for a new kicker. And in that video, I'm pretty sure he said, once a Bear, always a Bear. So maybe Chi-Town will be striking gold sooner than we think. Speaking of next year, the Bears have the 7th best odds to win the Super Bowl next season, according to BETDSI. Coming in at number 1, the Los Angeles Rams at plus 750. No surprise there, seeing they have made it to the Super Bowl this year and could become the 2019 Super Bowl champs. Next up, Kansas City Chiefs at plus 800 with their second year under Patrick Mahomes. Tied with them, the New England Patriots, plus 800. Next up, the New Orleans Saints at plus 1100. Then the Los Angeles Chargers at plus 1550. Pittsburgh Steelers coming in at plus 1600. Then we have our very own Chicago Bears at plus 1650. Not bad considering we were knocked out in the wild card round by the Eagles this year. Then we have the Colts also tied with us at plus 1650. Then the Vikings at plus 1700. And then rounding out the top 10, the Philadelphia Eagles that, like I said, kicked us out this year at plus 1900. So who's ready for the Super Bowl this weekend? I know I am. I can't wait to watch, and I'm making all of my bets with BETDSI. BETDSI has a huge list of prop bets for the Super Bowl. Everything from how long it's going to take Gladys Knight to sing the national anthem to if Adam Levine's going to wear a Colin Kaepernick jersey during the halftime show. You can get started by heading over to chatsports.com/props and use my promo code CHAT120, which will give you an awesome deposit bonus of 120% when you use MasterCard and Bitcoin. Once you get started, DM me and follow me at Shy Sports Chick so that we can discuss all the different prop bets. And once you do that, you'll also be entered into a contest to go on a VIP trip and weekend with me and some friends to the Final Four this year in Minneapolis. So head on over to chatsports.com/props and use my promo code CHAT120 for a 120% deposit bonus when you use MasterCard and Bitcoin. Well, Bears Nation is well aware of the fact that last season GM Ryan Pace pulled out all the stops, spending tons of money and draft picks through free agency and trades to amp up their roster and create a Super Bowl contender team. Last year the Bears were good, and in 2019 many expect them to be even better. The Bears don't have many resources to run with this offseason, but with the addition of new defensive coordinator Chuck Pagano, many are hoping he can bring some underrated gems to the Windy City's already spectacular defense. And one guy many are hoping that Pagano can snag is outside linebacker star for the Baltimore Ravens, Terrell Suggs. Suggs will be a free agent this year, and he is also turning 37. That age kind of scares some people due to him being a little bit older, but he did still have 7 sacks last year. The Ravens could end up bringing Suggs back for another year or move on to bigger defensive players that need contracts. So Suggs does have a couple options. He could end up getting re-signed by Baltimore, he could retire, or he could go elsewhere. If he does go elsewhere, there are quite a few reasons why the Bears could be a great landing spot for him. The Bears play a 3-4 system like he has his whole career. He would again be paired with Pagano, who was his defensive coordinator back in Baltimore in 2011, and he's openly admitted that he would have loved to spend more time with Pagano. He would also get to pair up and work with Khalil Mack, which I'm sure would be great for him. and he would also be a veteran to a young Bears team that could use some experienced players. And while you're watching, be sure to follow me on Instagram at ShySportsChick and DM me to find out which bets I'm making on the Super Bowl with BETDSI. Mark Deleone, who? I'm sure that's what many Bears fans are saying right now, but this name is one that they will definitely become more familiar with this season now that he has been hired as the new inside linebackers coach for the Chicago Bears. Deleone spent 6 seasons with the Chiefs and one last year as their inside linebackers coach. The Chiefs decided to fire defensive coordinator Bob Sutton after this season, so Deleone was also out. But Bears head coach Matt Nagy and Deleone do have some experience working together for 5 whole seasons. They were together from 2013 to 2017. Deleone did have some tough work under his belt in his first year. He had no established starters or Pro Bowlers. He did have Anthony Hitchens, the ex-Cowboys star, and failed second-round Buffalo Bills pick Reggie Ragland that he had to make work as a dynamic duo. And he did a pretty good job because in his first year, Hitchens collected 135 tackles in 15 games. That's the most since his rookie season. And Ragland, not only did he post a career high in tackles with 86, but he also delivered some big impact plays that included intercepting Tom Brady in the AFC Championship, and not many players can say that. Well, the Bears were in for something massive when right tackle Bobby Massie decided to sign a 4-year contract extension on January 26th, running through 2022. Massie will turn 29 years old this season, and he was drafted by the Cardinals in 2012 as a 4th-round pick. Then the Bears decided to pick him up in 2016, and he's been nothing short of spectacular for them. He started all but 2 of his 48 games with the Bears, and he's been a key element on the offensive line that allowed the 8th fewest sacks in the NFL in 2018 with 33. After Massie signed his massive contract extension, he tweeted this out on Twitter. "Proud and excited to stay a part of the legacy that is the Chicago Bears. Now let's get this ring." And I'm sure many Bears fans are happy with his contract extension and are hoping that he can help bring a ring to Chicago in 2019. Chicago now has all but one of their 22 starters for the 2019 season. Safety Adrian Amos will become an unrestricted free agent in March. So speaking of Amos, I want to know from you guys, do you think that Amos will re-sign with the Bears this offseason? Tell me in the comments below. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram at ShySportsChick and DM me to find out what you think I believe the chances are of the Bears keeping Amos this offseason. So the Bears have no 1st-round picks or 2nd-round picks, but word is blowing around the polar vortex that Ryan Pace might pave past the passive approach and get aggressive in the draft. Trading all the way up to the 1st round would likely cost them one of their 2nd-round picks next year, but for one of these 3 players, it could end up being worth it. And first up is running back out of Bama, Josh Jacobs. Now, Josh Jacobs is someone that the Bears could be looking for as they're looking for a running back option. Jordan Howard doesn't seem to be working out well in Nagy's scheme, so they may need somebody else. Now, Jacobs wasn't the top back at Bama, but his quickness and cutting ability is definitely catching the eyes of scouts as the draft nears. Jacobs could go in the top 15 in the 1st round, but he's a running back, and running backs tend to slip in the draft, so maybe he could be available later in the 1st round if the Bears wanted to grab him. Next up would be Brian Burns, an edge out of Florida State. Now, the Bears definitely lack depth at edge rusher, and the Florida State defensive end had 10 sacks in 2018. Playing at just 220 pounds, imagine what could happen once he's able to add 20 to 30 pounds of additional muscle with a 6'6 frame. He, Floyd, and Khalil Mack could make for a devastating 3-man rotation for the Bears. And last on the list, Grady Williams, cornerback out of LSU. Now, defensive coordinator Chuck Pagano is a defensive back specialist, so it wouldn't be a surprise for him to prioritize that area within his defense. Bryce Callahan being a free agent this year, so it might be a good time for the Bears to think about adding another young corner into the mix. But I will say that Williams is probably the least likely to be available late in the first round due to his 6'2" frame and his top caliber athleticism. He'll probably be snagged earlier. While we're talking about this, here's another question for you viewers to weigh in on. Do you think the Bears will trade to acquire a first-round draft pick? Type in the comments Y for yes and N for no. And be sure to follow me on Instagram @ShySportsChick and DM me to see if I personally think if the Bears will move up into the first round or if they won't. You've been watching NFL Daily with Chat Sports. I'm Taylor Mathis discussing everything Chicago Bears. See you guys next time.